So this is idea number 5, and this idea includes pretty much what we discussed earlier. Includes all the ideas that I discussed earlier. So this is a mixed offer type of business, and let's say such a business usually has a website online and sells products through that website, or they can sell offline as well. So what you see on a website like that will be spawn and plug spawn, equipments, materials, medicinal mushroom products, kits, pure cultures and workshops, and probably some more offers in there. I'm just presenting you here a rough list. Now, pure cultures. Pure cultures, what are they? They are just the fungus that grows on a agar-based medium, and they're called pure because they suppose not to have any other competitors growing in there but the fungus that you want to grow. Kits. What are kits? Kits are just mushroom blocks. I call them blocks, they call them kits. And who are the buyers? So the clients for these products, you can see them here. This is just a few people, a few areas, if you will, but you can add some more in there if you want to make a more accurate research on that. Most of the clients for these products will be mushroom growing enthusiasts. So most of them will be people that want to grow mushrooms. So don't expect that these people will buy a lot of stuff, a lot of products, but they will be very interested in spawn, in plug spawn, so they can grow mushrooms on logs, equipment and materials if they want to make their own spawn, or if you can sell mushroom farm equipment as well. Medicinal mushroom products, not really. Probably they're not going to be really interested in those, but not even in kits, because they will try to build their own kits. But yes, for pure cultures, and yes, for workshops. So what other clients you'll have? It's mycology labs and microbiology labs, and researchers will be interested in equipments, in materials, and in pure cultures. That's pretty much it from that side. Alternative mushroom believers. I'm talking about people that believe in alternative medicine, and they would be very interested to purchase your medicinal mushroom based products. They will be interested only in this, or if you're going to have this kind of products and they will be kind of expensive, too expensive for them, they might be interested to grow their own medicinal mushrooms. And of course they will buy a kit or several kits, or they will buy spawn, plug spawn, and they will try to grow their own. Mushroom farmers, they will be very interested in spawn and plug spawn, unless they're not making their spawn and plug spawn. They will be interested in equipment, in materials. They might be interested in kits if you sell them at a low price, pure cultures, and also workshops. So if you have a startup mushroom farm like that, they will be very interested in these things that I just told you about. Ordinary people, I believe that they're not going to be interested in anything from here except perhaps medicinal mushroom products and kits. And some of those people that really want to dive into a wonderful new passion, they might be interested in workshops and kits. Why? Because it's really fascinating for them to see those mushrooms popping and growing. They will be very interested to spray those mushrooms to see them how they form. In the morning you see them as very small tiny pinheads. In the evening they see them, they already grew up a little bit, so they want to see the whole mushroom growing process. And not only that, but maybe they just want to cook those fruit bodies in their own kitchen. They want to grow their own. So yeah, you will have clients for such a business. I want to tell you that a business like this usually has a lab, it has a farm or a small kind of grow room somewhere, so they can grow mushrooms for their medicinal mushroom products, or yeah, just in case that you're going to decide to sell some powder and you want to sell bulk, or if you want to place that into pouches. So in that case you'll need, of course, a little farm. It doesn't have to be big, but it's up to you. They will have a shipping department because you have to ship these products, and of course a conference room where you can hold more like theoretical mushroom cultivation, spawn making instructions for your workshops. So what else I want to tell you here? Yeah, let's get to number 2, which is the business potential. Let's see what's the business potential for something like this is. Now, I already discussed the mushroom, medicinal mushroom products, and the spawn making potential, but also the kits making potential. I already discussed these points. I'll get just through them like just like that through them. But let's start with plug spawn. Now, it doesn't require a lot of effort to make plug spawn. It's done pretty much like you would inoculate a sawdust block. Instead of sawdust, you're going to use plugs, which are bigger particles or bigger pieces of wood. So you just inoculate those, and there's your plug spawn, and that's used in growing mushrooms on logs. And yes, there are people that want to grow mushrooms outdoors, so you will have clients for that too. I don't really encourage that sector because I care about trees, but it depends very much on how you feel about that. You can sell for $14 100 pieces, or you can sell 1,000 pieces for $45. It doesn't, I mean, you establish the prices you want there. Equipments and materials. Make sure that if you're going to sell equipments and materials, you'll get at least 50% commission on that, because you have to purchase these from somewhere. If you'll find materials in bulk, the lower price, and you can add your commission on that, then make sure that you're not going to add less than 50% on that, because that's not considered business anymore. If you can make 100% commission on that, that's even better. Good for you. But yeah, now let's talk a little bit about some of the equipment and especially materials. You can make your own materials. How? Let's say that there is a person that would want to purchase malt extract agar. You can purchase malt separately and agar separately. You can mix them in a formula and you sell a product. You have a new product that you launch and you can sell it for a different price. You can make your own filter bags, for example, or you can make your own flow hood, and you can use that model in order to sell to mushroom growing enthusiasts, or who knows, just use your creative mind and you can build some products and you can sell them as well. What other equipments could be? Could be autoclaves, could be pressure cookers, could be climate reading, measuring devices, could be little tiny greenhouses, or who knows what. Now, if you're going to focus on medicinal mushroom products, as we discussed earlier in the other idea, you can get a good profit if you're going to powder your mushrooms. For that you need that farm over there, or the lab. If you want to grow the mycelial form, then you have to dry it, and then you have to use a grinder to powder that at a fine powder, and you can put them in little bottles with capsules, 100 capsules, 120 capsules in a bottle like that. You can sell them for $25 or more. Some of these little bottles can be sold even for $30, $35 or more. Depends if it's an extract or if it's just plain powder in there. You can put that powder into pouches, or you can sell it bulk. Spawn, we already discussed. An average price for a 10-pound bag of spawn, let's say $30. If you invest in that bag $2 to make that spawn, then you can subtract the amounts and you can get some accurate numbers in there. But yes, this is profitable as well, especially if you're going to find some startup mushroom farmers that want to use your spawn. That's going to be great. This is how you're going to sell it. What else? Kits. We already discussed this idea. So kits are mostly sold for $18 up to $25, even more, $28 if you want, for a block. So if you're going to spend $2 to make a block like that, you can actually sell it for this amount. And there will be kids that are very fascinated by these kits, and imagine that you show a block like that to a whole classroom, and suddenly you see a bunch of kids coming to you that want their own blocks. Pure cultures. No, pure culture takes about 5 to 10 minutes to make. I'm talking about just the fungus tissue transfer. I'm not talking about the process of making agar. But This uses the cloning concept, and you can ask for $25 up to $2,000 per culture, or even more than $2,000. For that kind of cultures, you have to know what you're selling, and a culture like that which has value, and that value is very important for your possible client is going to pay that amount for it. Generally, you'll find cultures for like $25 a piece on the internet, but the more valuable the culture is, the higher the price as well. But very few clients will be that will offer you that price. So that's one of the coolest business ideas, actually, because you're using cloning. You make that transfer in like 5 minutes. You'll have to wait a week or maybe 2 until the culture starts to grow, or less than that. And you can ask $250, $300 for it. So if you have 10 clients, at least 10 clients per month, there you go. There's a little profit in there too. Workshops, yes. Once you have some years, after you have some knowledge and you developed a little bit this business, then you can have some workshops so you can show other people how to grow their own mushrooms, or how to make their own spawn, or how to even start a business like number 5 here. You can invite people over for 2 to 4 days on site, so they can check your lab, your farm, and your business in general. And you can keep them in the conference room to give them some theoretical lessons, but also take them to the farm, show them how the mushrooms are grown, and give them instructions, put them to try themselves to do to make blocks, and to do some transfers under the flow hood. So yeah, they're very interested, and they would pay $400 up to $1,500 per session, per person. So if you'll have 3 to 4 sessions per year, and you recruit 10 to 20 people, not more, because if you'll have more people, that's going to become a headache for you. So it's better if you keep it low, but you can have a price range somewhere in between these numbers. There are people out there that they ask for 1,500. Just want to say to tell you. Now, if you think about all of these little profits from here and there, you put them together, and that's going to be your total at the end of every month. So let's dive a little bit in the investment. Now the question is, can you start a business like this with $100 in your pocket? Yes, you can. You can. If you have a space, let's say that if you live in the city and you're living in a house and you have your barn, and you can transform that into a mushroom farm, and then you have in one of the rooms of your house a lab, you can turn that. Then you have these 2 compartments already, and you can start like that. What you need to use those money first for is to build your own flow hood, set up your lab so you can make spawn, And once you make spawn, then you can grow some mushrooms, and then you can make some kits, you can sell some pure cultures, and slowly you can get into equipments and materials. You can make some profit from there too. You can sell spawn, plug spawn, and lastly you can dive into medicinal mushrooms once you develop a little bit more your business. And once you're ready to move out at a new location, then you can start to do some workshops. So yes, you don't need a lot of cash to start something like this. But of course, if you have some cash in your pocket, then you can just go for that new location and you can start the whole operation over there. Now, who is this suitable for? That's another question. I would say that this business idea is suitable for mushroom passionates, people that want to keep it small, people that don't really want to get big as a business. And you'll see if you're going to look around on the sites, and if you'll go and visit one of these type of businesses, you'll see that they're kind of small, but they're thriving because they have clients, and they're making a profit, and their profit could be quite high, but they will keep it small, and that's their philosophy, you know. It's not something like you have your niche, which is very specific, like just spawn making and that's it, and you have 2 strains of mushrooms and you go with that. This is something that involves a wide kind of view, and it's it's for people with a wider view, you know, people that want to try different things, and that want to sell their products to mostly to mushroom enthusiasts. And mushroom enthusiasts, they will buy here and there something from time to time. Frequency is very important in this business, and marketing. So you have to know how to sell your products. Challenges? Yes, there will be challenges. The first challenge and the biggest challenge is how to sell your products. So you can sell it offline. If you focus on selling your products offline, that's really great. If you can sell up to 70% of your products offline through word of mouth or through connections, that's really good. But what I noticed is that a lot of these businesses, they would focus very much on online sales, on website sales. So I believe that 70% of their sales are actually online, and for that you will need how to promote those products. You'll need to know SEO. Maybe you can have a blog where you post the uses of these products. You have to know how to work with Google Ads, social media, and so on. So it's a kind of headache, but you also need to know how to promote your website. So you can hire a marketing team for that, and they can do the whole thing for you, or you can try by yourself, especially in the early stages of a business like this. But as you grow, you can leave other people to take care of that. and make sure that you're going to sell products so you can have profits, because otherwise what's the point? Now you'll have some other challenges as well. I'm talking about, for example, making kits. You need good practices and a stable methodology on how to build those kits, and these challenges actually are the challenges of the previous ideas that I told you about earlier. So you can look into those and you can find more exactly, because mushroom spawn and mushroom growing in general, they have their diseases, their pests, and you have to know all of those. Success stories. Well, a typical success story in this case is Fungi Perfecta. You can find it on fungi.com. But there are some more out there, and mushroom people. So there are a lot of other sites out there that sell their own mixed offer products. Now, if you really want to know how to make your blogs, how to get pure cultures, how to make spawn and plug spawn, how to grow mushrooms and all of that, you will need my modules. The mushroom classes modules will teach you everything about that. So you'll need to take the mushroom growing responsible modules, but also the spawn making, the modules that I dedicated to spawn making as well. So pretty much everything will give you step-by-step instructions on how to make some of these products so you can put them on the site and sell them. So this is a rather small business type, and I believe that it has potential. If you don't want to spend a lot of time focusing on big clients and that kind of business areas, and you prefer to have some time with your family and some time to do some other things as well, to keep it rather small, then this is for you.